Welcome to this medical explainer. Today, we're taking a fascinating journey right under the skin to unlock the exact science of acne. We're going to elevate our understanding of this condition, moving way beyond treating it like some simple temporary skin nuisance. Instead, we're looking at it through a strictly clinical lens, exploring the complex biological processes that cause it and exactly how modern medicine steps in to stop it. All right, let's dive right in. Just to understand the massive scale of what we're dealing with here, a staggering 80 to 85% of adults have faced this microscopic enemy at some point in their lives. Whether it was during those tumultuous years of puberty or a super frustrating flare-up in adulthood, the vast majority of us have fought this battle. It's literally one of the most common dermatological conditions on the planet. But, just because it's incredibly common absolutely does not mean it's trivial. Acne severely impacts quality of life, leaving lifelong aesthetic scars and causing severe psychological distress. We really have to strip away the idea that this is just a cosmetic issue. It's not. It's a legitimate chronic disease of the skin that carries permanent physical and emotional impacts if it's just left unchecked. So here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, an overview of acne. Number 2, the 4 pathogenic factors. 3, benign and inflammatory types. 4, the 4 treatment principles. And finally, number 5, medical intervention methods. Let's get to it. Section 1, overview of acne. Okay, the absolute crucial point to understand right off the bat is that acne is a chronic inflammatory disease of the pilosebaceous unit. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, the pilosebaceous unit is essentially just your hair follicle and its attached sebaceous gland. The gland that pumps out sebum or oil. This microscopic little structure is the exact battlefield where all the dysfunction begins. It's not about dirt on the surface of your skin. It's about a structural and biological breakdown happening deep, deep inside the pore. Section 2, the 4 pathogenic factors. The life cycle of a pimple is basically a 4-step domino effect. Step 1 is hyperseborrhea. That's excess oil production, which is usually triggered by hormones called androgens. Step 2 is hyperkeratinization. This is where dead skin cells fail to shed properly, creating this physical traffic jam that completely blocks the follicle. Now, in this oily, oxygen-free environment, we hit step 3, bacterial proliferation. And finally, step 4, your body's immune system detects all that bacteria and attacks it, creating the intense inflammatory response we see as redness and swelling. The microscopic instigator behind all of this chaos is Propionibacterium acnes, or P. acnes for short. This is an anaerobic bacterium, meaning it thrives where there is zero oxygen, like, say, inside a completely blocked pore. But here is the truly fascinating part. P. acnes survives this secreting an enzyme called lipase. This enzyme literally takes the perfectly harmless triglycerides in your natural skin oil and chops them up, converting them into highly irritating, pro-inflammatory free fatty acids. Basically, this bacteria weaponizes your very own natural oils to trigger your body's immune system. Wild, right? Section 3, benign and inflammatory types. Before the inflammation truly takes hold, we get comedones, what most of us call whiteheads and blackheads. And I really want to bust a major skincare myth right here. Closed comedones, or whiteheads, are tiny blockages trapped under a layer of skin. But open comedones, the blackheads, people constantly think blackheads are trapped dirt. No way, they absolutely are not. A blackhead is simply a pore that has been pushed open, exposing the trap's dead skin and oil to the air. The pigment in your dead skin cells, melanin, simply oxidizes when it hits the oxygen in the air, turning it dark. It's pure chemistry, guys, not poor hygiene. But what happens when that immune response goes into absolute overdrive? Well, we get acne conglobata. It's a severe, highly inflammatory form of the disease. When the bacterial proliferation and the immune response are just left completely unchecked, the follicle wall completely ruptures deep down within the skin, and this leads to massive, painful nodules, abscesses, and even interconnected sinus tracts underneath the surface. This is the destructive endpoint of that inflammatory cascade, and it almost guarantees deep, permanent scarring. Section 4, the 4 treatment principles. Now we can map treatments directly back to those 4 culprits we just talked about. It's like a lock and key. To fight excess oil, we use agents that decrease sebaceous gland activity. To fix blocked pores, we regulate how the skin sheds its cells. To fight the bacteria, we inhibit its growth. And to stop the red, painful swelling, we bring in anti-inflammatory agents. Complex pharmacology becomes incredibly easy to grasp when you realize doctors are simply knocking down the exact dominoes we identified earlier. Section 5. Medical Intervention Methods. Let's rapidly cover local topical treatments. Retinoids force the skin to shed properly, totally destroying that dead skin traffic jam. Benzoyl peroxide, it acts like a literal bomb against bacteria, destroying it without causing any antibiotic resistance. Salicylic acid is oil-soluble, so it travels deep into the pore to exfoliate it from the inside out. And azelaic acid does double duty, reducing both blockages and bacterial counts at the same time. For severe cases, though, systemic treatments are required. The gold standard here is isotretinoin, which is a super powerful vitamin A derivative. Isotretinoin has the incredible ability to shrink the sebaceous glands and reduce their activity by an astonishing 80%. By cutting off the oil supply that drastically, you starve the bacteria and stop the entire acne cascade right in its tracks. However, this immense power definitely comes with serious systemic side effects, ranging from incredibly severe dryness to being highly teratogenic, meaning it can cause severe birth defects. So strict medical supervision is absolutely crucial. Finally, let's look at some cutting-edge physical interventions, light and laser therapies. Remember how we said P. acnes is anaerobic and completely hates oxygen? Well, blue light therapy is brilliant for this. It specifically excites porphyrins produced by the bacteria, forcing them to generate oxygen, which effectively makes the bacteria destroy itself. Red light, on the other hand, penetrates deeper to soothe the immune system and bring down inflammation. And targeted lasers can actually use thermolytic or heat effects to intentionally damage and shrink overactive oil glands. It's basically targeted biological warfare using pure physics. So after exploring the microscopic life cycle of a breakout and the exact pharmacology used to combat it, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Look at your own skincare routine, or maybe your past struggles with breakouts. What exact stage of the acne cascade are you actually dealing with? Are you just throwing random anti-inflammatory creams at the redness while totally ignoring the blocked pores and oil production happening underneath? Understanding the science is really the only way to truly take control. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.